Hey Guildies, Madmatic here. I thought I'd show you something a little different this go around instead of a Titan fight. I was playing around in the arena and came upon Ski here, and I know he's got a very interesting team that can be tough to beat. And I thought I'd say a few words about designing teams against specific other teams. I don't just use the same arena team all the time, I modify it appropriately for the folks I'm going to fight. And he's got a couple problems here. One is this guy right here, Mr. Loki. And the problem is he's got attack times 14, earth attack on a single enemy, and it inflicts poison for 4 turns. Now the fact that it's on a single enemy doesn't matter. When you're defending, it treats the offensive guy as basically one individual. So it doesn't matter who he attacks or poisons, the entire team takes the damage. So, and he's running 1269 attack times 14 is going to be how much damage it's going to do. The biggest problem is the cooldown is 7. And with a cooldown of 7, an arena fight starts at turn 7. So this guy is already cooled down and ready to hit his poison arrow on the first round. The only way around that is to silence or freeze this guy before he goes. The good news is the offensive team always goes first. So we're going to use that to our advantage. And then here's the other problem we've got is Miss Supreme Lightning Moon right here, who has an attack rating of over 2,300, and her attack is times 30 water attack on a single enemy, but it's the +2 skill energy that gets us. Okay, so she's going to speed everybody up. And here's the other thing that happens is he's got it awakened, so it starts with a +3 skill energy, which means this 12 cooldown becomes a 9 cooldown. So 2 turns from the beginning, and she's going to be ready to attack. And 1 attack can kill the whole team, and probably 1 hit would be my guess. So then he's got the Forseti twins, and if this girl, boy, whoever is the light Forseti, gets off their burn, it only takes 1 tick to kill you generally. And of course, Dark Forseti is going to go ahead and debuff you completely. So the team I'm taking against this team is designed specifically against his team, and I need to start on the first turn and silence or freeze these guys. So what I've done right here is I've got my Estella, and she's got +2 skill energy at the start of the dungeon, and her cooldown is 8, which means she's ready to go on turn 6. So she's going to be ready right away. So I can use her fast reload, which is going to give +2 skill energy to the allies. So she's not going to do a lot of damage or anything, but the important part there is to get the +2 skill. So she starts out with the +2 skill. And what she's going to do with that +2 skill is give it to Neth, who's got a cooldown of 9, +2 brings it down to 7, so he's going to be able to hit a silence immediately and give a +2. His +2 and her +2 is 4. And these guys have a cooldown of their combo skill of 10 minus 4 is 6. So on the first turn, I'm going to be able to silence with Neth and silence with the Forsetis. And by the way, I'm also going to be able to then hit on the first turn with Endless Punishment. And the turn after that, of course, these guys are silenced, so that's going to negate both Loki and Moon. Now, the only problem is if I don't get any cards that I can hit with, and that's why I've got extra awakenings on gold and dark mana cards right here on Neth. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start this fight and see if I get lucky or not. And here we go. So you can see that Loki's skill is ready to go right there. And you can see shortly that Moon's will be. So I really have to hit him. So I gotta draw cards and then do a fast reload, which gives me +2. Okay, and of course no hero activated, which is interesting. But that +2 is going to allow me to bring up Neth, and I'm going to pick one end of this group because the other ones are group silent. So I'm going to go ahead and silence Moon with Neth. And that brings up my combo silence with the twins, which I'm going to hit over here. And then I have to decide who the biggest threat is. Well, it's really kind of hard to say. I'm going to go ahead and hit, I know she hits hard, Moon does. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Endless Punishment on the first 3. And I'm going to draw one, which I'll probably bust, and I did. So he gets a turn, but he's silenced. All 4 folks are silenced. So, oops, and then I don't get a turn again. So this is not looking too good. Okay, finally I get a turn. I'm going to go ahead and use that to bring down Dark Forseti's shield. And now it's time to burn and decide. Well, here's the cool thing is I'm going to be able to silence these guys again before they have the opportunity to hit. So now I'm going to go ahead and fire up the first 3 because I need to kill Loki and Moon, the heavy hitters. And of course, Light Forseti with her burn. I'm going to go ahead and keep attacking Dark Forseti because he's not burning. So there's the first 3 dead. So now I just got to worry about Dark Forseti here. And you can see in one turn Estelle's skill is going to be back up and she's going to start hasting everybody in a hurry. And he is no longer silenced, but oops, got a deal first. Oops, didn't want to do that. Oh wow, not good. Okay, this is going to be an interesting battle because I'm getting bad draws. Okay, there's Neth has got his silence up to speed, so that takes care of Dark Forseti. He's going to get silenced. That brings my Dark Forseti up, and game over. And so that's how you target special teams that have special problems, is you build a team to negate them. And if you do have any certain teams that you want to know how to defeat, there are some that are almost impossible because of the awakenings that you can bring on. And I'll show you one of them. It's the one that's Wilfred is in charge of. Well, even this one right here. The problem is this guy right here. You have a 50-50 chance with this awakening of him starting out with all of his skills up. And the problem is this darn debuff that decreases attack, def, and wreck by 70% for 5 turns. By the time the debuff is over, oh, and he's got 2 Dark Forsetis. Oh, wow. Okay, interesting lineup. And then he's got her with a high critical 78% crit with 3,400 attack rating, 48% thorn. The dodge is set. Actually, the dodge isn't the size I thought it was. Anyhow, you can, and of course her health is so high. this would be an almost impossible team to attack. This one will be a lot easier. Actually, I can show you this right now. I can negate the silence of Neth here with the same team I just showed you. The trouble is, this guy has, there's a big chance here because of his immune to silence. I can't silence Neth, and he's got a 50% chance to counter light damage with 10 times damage taken. So that can hurt a lot. It'll kill you in one hit, depending on how much you hit him. I'm going to go ahead and show you the team I put together. I want to minimize, I'd like to minimize white, but I can't minimize white because I need white to kill him. So what I'm going to do is freeze instead of silence. And I've got this pair of Jordy and Estelle, and their combo skill brings up a skill energy of +3. So I'm going to show you how I can take this team on. The biggest problem is just to make sure that I don't hit with white, but I can kill the thorn of the other 3. I'll show you that right now. Should have split this up into 2 videos, sorry. Okay, so he's got nobody to hurry up except Neth, and I got 2 turns to take care of Neth. Okay, so I've got a good start right here, but I need to reload to get them +2 energy to get my Forseti twins up. The good news is I've got extra blue awaken draw on Jordy, so I didn't draw any white cards, and who I hit is irrelevant. Okay, now you can see I can't silence anybody because of Wilfred, but I can freeze. So what I'm going to do is use my team combo silence on these guys because it reduces the chance of thorn to 0. So these guys, if I happen to draw white, I'm not going to attack anybody but these guys. And you can see the silence didn't take. So I'm going to freeze Neth, so he can't get a turn, and it also takes his shield down. Hit their combo skill here for a +3 energy to bring up my Forseti twin capabilities. So I'm going to go ahead and use Dark Forseti, should kill off Neth and take the other 2 down. And it took their shields. Now watch this. Light Forseti doesn't actually hit. She burns. So it does not trigger Wilfred's counterattack, which is very interesting. So now all I have to do is survive 2 turns, and conveniently I didn't get any bad draws. If I did, I would just bust out. And 2 of them are dead right now. And now you can see I don't want to create a counterattack situation here because times 10 damage back to me will kill me. So I'm just going to bust out and let the burn kill Wilfred. And that's another way of designing specialized teams against difficult situations. Hope you enjoyed this arena video. Good luck. The combinations of your heroes are boundless. It just takes a little creativity, imagination, and usually some awakenings. Have a great Battlejack day. Bye, y'all.